What's up? What's up? What's up? I just wanted to go over earnings, where I find it, how I go in, and what do I do to research it to find out pretty much what direction it's going, whether I want to go long with it or whether I want to short the stock. Okay, today, for example, we're going to look at BBBY and KSS, which is Kohl's and Bed Bath & Beyond. Obviously, I took a position in here. This was a horrible trade. My internet went down. I had a sell limit over here so I can actually go in. I was shorting the stock. The internet went down, and then I had to go on my phone and just sell at market just in case it goes the opposite direction. Overall, I think I still made $14 on it, which is not bad at all. And that obviously that was my only position today. The way that I trade, I only trade for the first 30 minutes of the day, and after that I do not trade at all. I don't go back in. If I was to ever cut losses, I will not revenge trade. I'm just done for the day. So this right here was a mistake. Internet went down, got on my phone, and the fact that I got in and got out of it, I like to stick to my plan, and my plan is to not go back in. This is the first time I traded outside of Apple. Excuse me. I've traded Apple, I believe, every single day for the all of December and all of this month so far. Yeah, these are my trades for Apple. So this is the only stock I actually traded all of December, and today is the first day I did not trade Apple. I wanted to trade the earnings report, and today I traded Kohl's, but it was a horrible trade, $12. I guess green is green. But anyways, now, whenever you're trading earnings, you want to look at, you can either go to Earnings Whisper, or you can go to the NASDAQ calendar, and it's going to tell you what stocks are having earnings report. The way that I trade earnings, I like to trade negative reports only because the fear comes out. It's easier for me to trade negative. It's easier for me to short the stock than to go long on the stock. And you got to always ask yourself whenever it comes to earnings. For example, I did Kohl's. So let's just see. All right. So this is what I traded today right here. They didn't have an earnings report, but what happened with them was they said that I believe their sales were, let me see. Oops. All right. Okay, Kohl's shares are trading lower after the company reported November-December sales results down from last year. So if the sales are down, you always got to ask yourself, as an investor, what is everybody going to do? Are they going to go long on it? No, obviously they're going to short it. They're going to sell. So this is where this right here happened. So I saw this last night and knew I wanted to get in it today. And I trade the same every single day. I always wait for it to go up, and then I try to get in on the pullback. But I always try to wait for confirmation. So I wanted to wait for it to actually go under the EMA line. And once it went under the EMA line, I usually add, depending on the price of the stock and depending on how many shares I want to go in, I don't ever go in with my full position. So if I'm going to trade 500 shares, I would go in, my first position would be about 100 shares. So I would go in at 100 just to make sure, just to keep my risk management in control, just to make sure it's actually going in my favor. So I got in right here, ended up selling right away because of my internet problems. But for example, I would have gotten in right here. I would have waited for the next pullback, which is right here, added some more of my position size right here, and probably sold around this general area right here. That's how I trade. So when it comes to earnings, make sure you know what stocks are or what companies are actually releasing earnings report. Earnings Whisper is not a bad site. Tomorrow is Friday. So Friday, these are what the So these are coming out. Oh, actually, this is coming out for tomorrow right here. So obviously, I'm probably just going to trade Apple. So the way it works, I use Benzinga for everything only because everything is just right there for me. Everything's right there for me. I don't have to go search for the stock, see what's up. All the news is going to be right here for me. But what you can do, just go to Google. All you got to do is go to Google and just type in the ticker symbol right here. Just type in the ticker symbol, and it's going to tell you, it's going to give you all the news, what happened, and then you don't need to go through and read every single thing. Just read the key points right here. All you got to do is read the key points and see what people are saying. So the majority of the news for Kohl's was pretty much negative. So if it's a negative report, you want to short the stock. Do not try to go long on it unless the market is in its favor. Obviously, this right here was a short. And the reason why I trade first 30 minutes, that's when all the action happens. And I do run a business after the 9 o'clock hour. That's why I do not trade after 9. So I am not a full-time trader, but I do trade every single day. And the majority of time, the stock that I trade the most, honestly, is Apple, but I do trade earnings here and there. And I like to trade earnings only on a negative report. I feel like every time I go long on an earnings report, I do not make money. The only time I make money is when I short the stock. That's just something that works well for me. You can definitely go long if you find a stock that has a good earnings report with good guidance and stuff like that. Then obviously you want to go long on a stock, but never jump in right away. I would recommend waiting for a pullback and then try to jump in on a pullback once the direction is confirmed, once the stock is actually going in your favor. So that's pretty much how I trade earnings. I always go to well, usually I'll go to Benzinga, but you can always go to Earnings Whisper, look at the day that the earnings report is, just check out the stocks that are releasing earnings report for the day, and all you got to do is Google it and then just see what everybody's saying about it. And then usually it's just going to be on the front page, and then it'll just tell you Bed Bath right here. For example, Bed Bath & Beyond is in deep trouble, and it could get worse. That's what I should have traded, honestly. This would have been a really good one. This right would have been good. But do you see how on a negative report, obviously this right here was oversold, so I had to kick back a little bit. But at market open, this would have actually been really good. See how it went up a little bit, and then right under the EMA line, that would have been perfect right here. It went down by almost 7%. This would have been a really good short. But that's why I like to trade negative reports. I feel like the fear always comes first, and then everybody's just going to sell and short the stock. And you always, no matter what, think as an investor. You got to think as an investor. And just tell yourself, this company is not showing signs of growth. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to short it. I'm going to sell and short the stock and make money off of that. But there's plenty other ways to trade. Earnings report to me is one of the easiest ways of trading, only because you kind of have an idea of which direction the stock is going just by the catalyst, just by the news, just by what people are saying, the company's earnings, the guidance and everything pretty much gives you an idea of where the stock is headed. That's why I do like to trade earnings at some point, but the reason why I traded Apple all of December and the beginning of January is because there really hasn't been any earnings report, and then the earnings season is just now starting. So I'm probably going to start trading earnings every day now, except tomorrow, of course. Fridays for some reason is never a good day on earnings for me. So I'm probably just going to trade Apple tomorrow. But if you guys get any value from my videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll definitely be posting more videos. Thank you, and you guys